Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Fun Factor. Today we're checking out Control Ultimate Edition. This is including the base game that came out on PC and PS4. I did play this game originally when it first came out on PC, but the next gen versions just came out the other day, and I decided why not review them. If you guys don't know, the Ultimate Edition is just the core game plus the DLC, which is available on base console and PC, but next gen does have that ray tracing upgrade and 4K to it. Now to the review slash fun factor. I'm going to be going over gameplay, and gameplay really makes you feel badass. You get superpowers such as telekinesis. I don't want to say any more outside that for spoiler reasons, and I think it would be fun for you to kind of learn what powers you get later in the game. You also get a pistol straight out the beginning of the game, and you do get other types of guns per se. I don't really want to say because it is kind of a spoiler, kind of, on how you unlock the guns and how the mechanics work with the gun. But you do get other guns. For example, you eventually get a shotgun type gun, which is really fun and much more. And the game does have Metrovania elements. I'm not a big fan of Metrovania type style games, but this game does it pretty well because you do get superpowers and you do unlock some later on. It does give you access to areas in earlier the game that you couldn't have gotten without those new powers. And then visually, the game looks great on PC. Even on my 1060, it managed to still look good. On the PlayStation 5, which is what I played it on, the ray tracing looks amazing on next gen. I wasn't able to do that on PC. I do know the PC ray tracing does look better, but on console, the ray tracing still looked really good. Unfortunately, you do get that 30 FPS only, but it's acceptable with ray tracing, in my opinion. If you don't care about ray tracing, there's a 1080p 60 option for you. And then to the story is really cool, and this is where the game actually gets its biggest plus, in my opinion. Even though the combat's amazing, the story is really cool. The whole point is you're in this bureau, and the bureau is kind of like this SCP containment breach type situation. If you don't know what SCP containment breach, I'll give you another example, kind of. I guess the core concept is this is a federal government which collects objects of powers, as they like to say, or altered world events, and it's kind of like X Filey and that kind of way where they're collecting weird things that cause weird stuff to happen, and they kind of collect it and study it. And so that's the whole point of the game, is you're going into this bureau after something or an object of power has kind of made the whole building go haywire and making everyone go crazy. Obviously, there's more to that, but I just don't want to give you more story spoilers for obvious reasons. But the game gives you that kind of cool, mysterious vibe throughout the whole game, and it's kind of got you wondering what's happening. And you start placing the clues together yourself, but yeah, a lot of it is told through like picking up files and you're reading about, oh, this object does this. And then there's a few times where you actually do see the objects do something. I just kind of wish you got more information on all the objects you actually see in passing. So this game runs around 19 hours with the DLC. Just the core game itself is 11 hours. One of the DLC is Alan Wake related. So if you don't have know much about Alan Wake or care much about Alan Wake, that would be another 4 hours off that 19, so about 15 hours with the other DLC included. But that's also not including the random world events and the side missions that you can do, which are completely optional. I found this game really fun. The gameplay is great. The mystery behind the whole bureau and like the supernatural SCP type stuff going on really makes the game feel interesting, and it's always got that weird mysterious vibe every time you enter a new room. And you also just feel completely badass with the superpowers you unlock in the game and the cool guns you get, and it's just has me really hooked into it from the beginning all the way to the end. And that's another episode of Fun Factor. I hope y'all enjoy. If you guys like this review and want more or any other recommendations on games, throw it in the comment and I'll give it a shot. I mean, there's a lot of games I've been meaning to go back and review. The next one will most likely be Little Nightmares before Little Nightmares 2 comes out next week. Thank you. Bye.